This is from exercise 2A and question 17. It's just to try and assist with what it's talking about. So the question says, in base n, a number, when converted to decimal, is divisible by n if it ends in 0. So I don't think this is a helpful phrasing. So I'm going to start with the if statement and follow with a then. So if it ends in 0. So if a number in base n ends in 0. Okay, so essentially that means we've got various numbers ending 0 and we're base n. Alright, then when it's converted to decimal, it is divisible by n. So it's just trying to pick out the if bit. So it said if it ends in 0, if what ends in 0? If a number in base n ends in 0, then everything else. Then when it's converted to decimal, it's divisible by n. So you're going to test that out for a couple of examples for A, B, C and D, and then you need to try and prove this. So this gives us a clue. If we can write down what the if bit is in some algebra, then we can try and show the second part. Okay, so we can just use some letters to represent the different digits. So if we've got like 0, we're base n there, and then we would have, say, A and B, C, but that would limit us to 26 letters. So we want it more general, so I'm going to say A1, A2, and my highest place value I'll have is AK. So if you think about how you would convert that number, just pretend these are digits, that number into base 10, okay, and then you're going to try and show it's divisible by n. So this is a little spoiler, so you might want to stop and try and do it yourself first. Alright, so remember, in base n, this is representing the n to the 0 place value. This is n to the 1, n to the 2, and so on up to n to the k. So if I'm converting it to decimal, I've got AK times NK plus, and I keep going until I get to A2 times n squared plus A1 times n to the 1 plus, and then I've just got 0. Okay, so now hopefully you can spot there's an n in every term there. Okay, so I can take out n and I'd have AK, n to the k minus 1, down to A2 n plus A1. And so we've now shown that because we have a product here with n as a factor, that the original number in decimal is divisible by n.